Hello friends, my name's Emile and welcome back to some more Forza Motorsport 6. Today we are doing another car build, this time taking a look at the Ford Falcon XY GTHO Phase 3. Now this is the unicorn car for the Forza Racing Championship, and I don't really know too much about this car. However, I've got to say I do rather like the look of it. It is a pretty darn cool looking car. It also comes in purple, which is a huge plus point for me. Has a very, very nice looking engine bay as well. So as you may have recalled, recently I built up the Ford Escort that you unlocked through the Forza Racing Championship, and now I have the Falcon. I've decided to go a bit of a different direction with this build. With the Escort, I built it relatively sensibly. With the Falcon, I think we are going to go a bit nuts with this car. Probably go to about A-class with this vehicle, because why not? I don't really like the Forza lip, but the amount of power I'm thinking of putting through this, I'm going to need it. Also, muscle car hoods are... Actually, it doesn't look too bad on this car, but still, no. Anyways, engine swaps. What do we got? The 7-litre V8 Hemi motor and a 5.9-litre V8 NASCAR engine. I'm rather tempted by the NASCAR engine. We'll come back to engine swaps after I've figured out what I'm doing with tyres and stuff. Which, well, I'm going race tyres. This is a muscle car after all, so I'm going to need them. 255s on the front, which is pretty good, and on the rear we are going to get 295s. Yeah, they're pretty big tyres then. That's pretty good. Anyways, time for brakes and suspension and, well, the usual sort of stuff you'd do to this car. Yeah, there we go. Put it on race springs. Very nice. Now, unlike the Escort, this car doesn't weigh like the size of an ant. It weighs a lot more than the Escort did, so we're going to put weight reduction on it. And also full race reinforcement because, again, I'm planning on putting a lot of power through this car. So the V8 engine puts us into S-Class. I haven't done an S-Class build in a while. Kind of tempted. I mean... Sod it. I think we are going to go nuts out crazy with this car. So, yep, let's put the NASCAR engine in there. Let's put the transmission in there because, my God, we're going to need it. Along with the differential, which we are going to need as well. I think this is a case of just put all the handling bits on it, actually. Come to think of it, because 825 horsepower surging through the rear wheels. I'm not going to four-wheel drive swap it because, you know, it wouldn't be right. We can get the full 994 horsepower in this. Okay. Yeah, this is going to be an interesting vehicle to drive, I feel. I don't think it's going to be quite as nice as the Escort was to drive, but hey, you never know. I've been wrong before, so maybe it'll be great. Probably won't, but maybe it will. Anyways, we are going to bring those ratios in a little bit. I don't want to bring them in too much. 3.7 seconds to 60, 225 miles per hour top speed. Lower the ride height, which apparently is already quite low. Yes, all of this. I'm going to need all of that. And also, speaking of needing all of something, let's open the diff up a bit because it's probably going to need to be opened up. Alright. I think I'm just going to increase the thing on the springs. Probably want to go softer in the rear just so it gives the car a little bit more wiggle room at the back because, my God, it's going to need it. I'm going to bring in those gears a little bit more. Okay. Here we go. Hold up. What's the statistics on this? 3.7 seconds to 60, 220 miles per hour top speed. Yeah, that's it's pretty nuts. Anyways, because it is a Falcon, there's only one place where we can take a Ford Falcon, and that is, of course, to the home of V8 supercars. It's Bathurst. Right, yeah, 3 laps seems fine to me. I won't change any of that. Hopefully some V8 supercars show up in this race as well, so we can see just how well our efforts have gone. I love how with each of these sort of every single car that I've taken to Bathurst so far has been... Actually, no, I took the limo to Bathurst. The limo wasn't that nuts, but I did take the Holden Torina to Mount Panorama, and that was a crazy, crazy contraption. But that was a surprisingly good to drive crazy contraption. I can't remember what engine that had in it. I think that might have had the Mustang engine in it. Or it could have had the Hemi, I'm not sure. It's been... That was ages ago that I built that car up, so... Not too sure what was in that car, actually. I guess I'll have to go back and watch that video at some point and find out what was in it. Anyways, as we can see, there's a ton of serious race cars, and they're probably wondering what the hell has just shown up to their precious little racetrack. Anyways, we will go for the back of the grid. Our back of the pack mod, as always. That's a very nice little camera view, and here we go. Ford Falcon versus a bunch of race cars with a V8 in it. Let's see how well this goes. Obviously, it sounds pretty incredible. Nice bit of wood trim on this car. Windy windows as well. Interesting. Anyways, V8 supercar, get out my way! Oh my god, we are wheel spinning. That was a hell of a lot of wheel spin off the line. Right, this first corner is going to be hugely problematic, because it always is. It's just, the Escort ended up pretty clean after the first lap. This sort of isn't going to. Oh my god, the straight line speed. Okay, yeah. Bye-bye all the cars. Bye-bye Ford GT as well. 180 miles an hour almost on that straight. That's pretty nuts. Don't quite get turned in quite. Or either that or the brakes. I don't know. I'm not sure if that was my fault or the car's fault. I guess we'll find out as we go around. Oh god, sliding Capri. Yeah, this is the last race that we did. Surprisingly calm. This race, not so much. It is, yeah, this car has got rather a lot of understeer, as you would probably expect. I like how it's a battle between Fords. However, unlike the usual sort of Ford GT versus Shelby Mustang, it's fucking a Ford Falcon with a NASCAR engine in it versus the latest and greatest of Ford's technology. Well, there goes the latest and greatest Ford has to offer. Now we can just race against some old Capris. Alright, take it nice and slow. Surprisingly though, like, I can boot... Oh god, more collisions happening there. Surprisingly I can boot it though, and it responds surprisingly well. I mean, that's full throttle. Sure, you get wheel spin, but like... Also, I just noticed it has a shaker hood. That's amazing. Alright, also we can't quite put the power down because these two Capris are going to stay in my way. I'm going to slide it out. Okay. Other than that, though, that was sort of... I'm not going to blame the car for that one. I'm going to blame the silly-ass Capri who's still swaying all over the road. Get the out of my way, please. Thank you. The V8 supercar gave me a boost. And now all the speed, all of it. I mean, how fast can we go on this straight with a bit of slipstreaming? 180, 190, almost 200 miles per hour on that straight. My Christ, this car is in a league of its own. This... and again, other than some understeer, like, sure, it wheel spins, but it's actually quite easy to control. Like, it, again, it's not fighting, you know, that much. The brakes are awful. Like, the brakes are woeful, although, I don't know if that's my fault. Also, why is everything going into the pits? Literally everything's decided to go into the pits. I do try and use rewind sparingly, but yeah, the brakes on this thing. I don't really like this last corner at Bathurst. Something about it, just me and it do not get along. Anyways, a lot of cars decide to pit in. I am in 8th position after the first lap, which is pretty good. I'm kind of hoping I can get into some clean air at some point so we can really test the straight line speed of this absolute monster of a car. Alright, here we go. 3rd gear, 4th gear. 150, 160, 170, 180 on the brakes. There we go. Yeah, it's quick. There is no denying how quick this car is. I'm just so surprised with how surprisingly easy it is to drive as well. I wouldn't recommend doing this to your Falcon. Like, if you're going to build one of these cars up, this probably isn't the greatest way to do it, but it isn't half bad. It really is not half bad at all. It's surprisingly composed. And again, you got to remember, this is rear-wheel drive we're talking about here. This isn't a 4-wheel drive swapped car. You know, it's actually reminds me, strangely enough, of my S-Class race car that I have, which, or is it an R-Class race car? I don't know. It reminds me of a race car I have for the higher classes, which is actually... Okay. Apparently, that's... I need to figure out a way to avoid that crash. Oh, excellent. They're going to crash slightly differently this time round. Yeah, also... Everything's just coming together, apparently. Our class... Oh, yeah, is this S? Yeah, this is an S-Class car, isn't it? Yeah, these sort of classic cars apparently do not end well on Bathurst, but the Falcon is still going surprisingly strong. Right, here we go. I want to get this thing to 200 down this straight. I want to do 200. I got blocked off by the Caprice last time, so I should be able to. Here we go. 190. Come on. There's 200 on the brakes for that corner. You don't really... Most cars you can go flat out on that corner. In this, nope. Nope. Another McLaren has ended up in a wall. I've ended up off the track a bit. Alright. Yeah, I'm really goddamn impressed with this car. I like it a lot, actually. Yeah, it does remind me of one of my higher class race cars, which is actually a Dodge Charger with a NASCAR engine in it. The thing with that, though, is that's only got 820... It's only got 825 horsepower. This has got the full 1,000 horsepower in it, almost. And the sort of... The Charger, it's four-wheel drive swapped as well. So, yeah. But this is very composed. I'm liking this car. I really am. 183. If the brakes weren't as bad as they are, you really could probably get 190 down there. Like, I don't doubt for a second 190 is very much possible down there in this car. If you sort of throw cautions to the wind and don't brake, yeah. It is a superb car, this. I really like this. Honestly, I thought the Escort that I built was pretty good. As much as I love the Mark 1 Escort, I do have to say, this is definitely the most surprising car of the two. And this actually... I mean, the Escort was driven in the wet, but this might be the better driving car of the two. Like, it's just... It's really controllable, which is lovely. I really was not expecting the Falcon to be quite this good. Koenigsegg has driven itself off the track. Honestly, that's probably the only thing here that can really compete with this in straight line. I've just smashed into the side of a Koenigsegg. I hate myself now. Ferrari on the inside. Trying to ram me out. We're not going to finish quite as high up as we did in the Escort, although we had a huge amount of calamities in sort of that first lap, so it's not surprising. Basically everything ran to the front when we was doing that. Damaged the car there. Steering is damaged. Everything is kind of buggered. Let's just nurse this home. Yeah, I would usually rewind there, but we're so close to finishing the race anyway, and we might be okay. It does... I don't think I damaged suspension, luckily. That also means that around this corner I don't actually have to turn. Oh wait, I do. Oh, cock. Yep, I have to turn. I do have to turn around that corner. I can't just do what I thought I could. Is that like a lock on the side of the car there? I've just noticed this interior. I actually do kind of like the interior. It's a very old school interior. Yeah, this... I actually really... I'm going to do some research on this car after this, and I'm going to find out a bit more about it, because this is really nice. Also, apparently that brake being damaged is... I hate rewinding on these car builds, because it's like, you can't drive, can you? But... Like, I just have no fucking steering. Okay. Come on, get round the corner, you twat. I've been singing your praises this entire time. All you have to do is just limp it back home. I'm going to come to a complete standstill. There we go. Okay, well, I'm not taking the corner like an idiot. I can get round there. Alright, nice. Right, let's just nurse this home. I will take a 5th place for the Falcon. Again, usually I do like to finish podium with these car builds, but maybe I'll take a 6th. Or maybe I'll take a 7th, because I balls the car up because I'm an idiot. Okay. I'm just going to say that was a 5th place finish, because really it should have been. It was me damaging the car at the end like a toss pot that ruined the Falcon. But yeah, very nice driving car, this one, actually. Really, really surprised me. I really wish I could have finished a bit higher up in the order with this car, to be honest with you, because that place just did not do this car justice. But yeah, seriously, very, very good car to drive, actually, surprisingly enough. Not sure what it's like stock, but with a NASCAR engine in it, it's surprisingly good. So yeah, that's a conclusion I wasn't expecting to get to today. So yeah, thank you all very much for watching, friends. My name's been The Real Emile. As always, if you have any cars you'd like me to build, put them down below in the comments section. And thank you all very much for watching. My name's been The Real Emile. Until next time, farewell.